Hello and welcome. Anyway, this is MDL513 or Middle as some may know me. I'm here to just give all those people out there who haven't played Diablo or don't have any experience in Diablo an idea of what the game is and why you should play it. In the background you'll be seeing some clips from Diablo 2 of me messing around with a couple of different classes and just killing shit, pretty much. Anyway, so the Diablo franchise is a dungeon crawler hack and slash style game where your primary objective is to kill a shitload of monsters and collect a ton of loot. So to start with, I'll give you a brief rundown on the story up to the start of Diablo 3. So, in an unknown universe out there somewhere, there are two planes of existence. Let's call them Heaven and Hell. These two planes were at war for millennia. Anyway, so a being from Heaven and a being from Hell decided they didn't want to fight anymore. So they met up in the middle and created a new plane, or a new realm, known as Sanctuary. Then they did something really dumb and created people to inhabit the plane. I don't know why. Anyway, so when Heaven and Hell found out about this new realm, they're like, fuck yeah, I want that. So they both went to war over that, even though they're already at war. They have something else to fight over now. So they went to war. And the fighting went on and on and on. Eventually both sides agreed, after many years of bloodshed, that Sanctuary should be left to its own devices and neither side is allowed to interfere. So that's all peachy. But when the three leaders of Hell, known as the Prime Evils, got back to Hell, all the other lesser evils were like, fuck you guys, we don't like yous anymore, piss off, you're going back to Sanctuary. So they rose up, civil war took, and they got banished back to Sanctuary. So the Prime Evils were like, fuck, what do we do now? Well, we're here, let's make this our home. So they decided to enslave all the people and whatnot. Now the Heaven, because technically they're not Hell invading Sanctuary, they're a bunch of misfits kicked into Sanctuary, Heaven can't do anything about it. But one angel did decide to help. And he helped by teaching a small group of magic wielding people called the Prodrome how they can capture the Prime Evils. Seeing that the Prime Evils are technically semi-immortal, no one in Sanctuary could kill them. So he taught them that they could capture inside gems known as soul stones. So the Prodrome go around and start capturing these Prime Evils, and they got the first two, but one of the Prime Evils, he was a smart cookie. He ran away, and this smart cookie was called Diablo. So he ran across to the other side of Sanctuary. Eventually they caught up with him, and they caught him too. Now they hid all these stones around the world. They hid one of them in a jungle, one of them in a desert, and one of them on the very bottom floor of the catacombs of a church. And for some reason this church happened to have 65 floors. Anyway. So, some idiot priest decided, I might go smash this gem. So he goes into the catacombs and he smashes the gem, and then Diablo's soul comes out and possesses the priest. And the priest, I don't know, then he captures some kid because the priest's body's too old and he wants the kid's body to grow up strong, blah 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 blah. Anyway, this is where the fun begins. So this is where the first Diablo starts. In the first Diablo you're one of four adventurers: the warrior, the rogue, the mage or the monk. And you travel through all 65 floors of this catacombs, trying to confront and defeat Diablo. So eventually you get there, you kill him, and you are a really, really smart person. You decide that the best way of getting rid of this soul stone is to shove it in your head. So you pick it up and you just shove it in your head, and that's it. Whatever. You end the game. Anyway, a decade or so later, the retard with the soul stone in his head starts getting possessed by Diablo. Funny that. And he becomes known as the Wanderer. So this time, the Wanderer, or Diablo, in a human's body, is a little bit smarter than the old one. He decides that it's time to look for his brothers to help him out this time. So he travels all across Sanctuary, leaving demons in his wake. And this is where you come in for Diablo 2. You're one of 7 heroes: a big chunky barbarian, an emo necromancer, a tomboy Amazon warrior, an uptight paladin, a slightly insane sorceress, a cranky assassin, or a stone druid who thinks he can talk to animals. Anyway, So your girl is one of these guys. You run all over the realm chasing after him, killing their minions and shit. But you never quite catch him until he's already released his brothers. And the 3 primevals are back. Their names from oldest to youngest is Mephisto, Lord of Hatred, who, if you're watching now, is getting his ass kicked by the assassin. Diablo, the Lord of Terror, who runs back to hell to try and take it back. And Baal, the Lord of Destruction, who's the youngest, and he just disappears for a bit. Anyway, so you kill Mephisto, and you get his soul stone, and you're not dumb, you don't shove it in your head. You're like, there's a big portal to hell there, I should go into that. Maybe you are a bit dumb. Anyway, so you go into the portal. When you go through the portal, you can't reach this place called the Pandemonium Fortress, which is the fortress at the gates of hell that is owned by the Heaven people. Anyway, you meet the Angel Tyrael, or the Archangel as he likes to call himself, and he says, there is a way to destroy the Soul Stone, but you must do it, because I'm not allowed in hell. So, you have to take the Soul Stone to the Hell Forge and kill it with the Hellsmith's hammer. So, you go find this forge, break the stone, and a shit ton of cool loot drops out, and you kit yourself up. Don't ask me where plate mail comes out of the little gem, but there we go. Anyway, next you're like, Diablo, it's on. So you go after Diablo, you punch and kick him a few times, and he pussies out. So you take his soul stone and smash that fucker too. And that's the end of Diablo 2. However, then comes the expansion. So while you were busy kicking Diablo's butt, his younger brother Baal, the Lord of Destruction, is back on Sanctuary, and he's gathering an army to try and take the World Stone, which is some big mystical gem buried in a huge mountain that somehow is linked to the world. And if Baal controls it, he controls the world. So anyway, long story short, you have to climb some freaking huge mountain, chase some fucking ugly dude down with 4 legs, and kill him as well. Unfortunately, Tyrael decides that the World Stone is corrupted by Baal before you get there. So, after you kill Baal, he decides to smash it and blow it up. And it blows up like a freaking nuke and destroys half the world. Anyway, now it's 20 years later, shit's happening again, demons are popping up, no one knows why, and that's where we're up to. That's the start of Diablo 3. Now, since I've finished ranting, let's get down to why you should play Diablo. The core of Diablo is kill stuff, get loot, to kill more stuff, to get better loot, to show off to your friends, or if you're lacking friends because you've been spending all your time playing Diablo, you can show it off to your cat. Now to make this more interesting, you can play with your friends, or your cat if he's uber clever, and take on the primevals together. To do this, you get to choose your character or class, with each class having their own style, skills and looks. And the best part of Diablo is leveling up each of the characters, playing through as each of them, and unlocking that next skill, using that next skill to rape some demon bitches. Now I hear you asking, Middle, why is this fun? Why not play COD? And I tell you, can you shoot meteors or summon bears on COD? Can you teleport behind someone and shoot a ball of ice up their ass on COD? Can you stick a nice big shiny sword into a Red Bull human thing on COD? No, you can't. And that's why you should play Diablo. Also, I've heard this Blizzard company, they're pretty good at making games, so that might be a pretty good reason to play it. Also, did I mention in Diablo 3, you get to play as a crackhead witch doctor, or an even older, grumpier barbarian than from Diablo 2, or a slightly quickie-martish monk. Think you'll come again? A look at me, I'm a rebel wizard, or a seriously messed up chick that thinks she's a demon hunter with a little boy. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, this is gonna be fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to comment which character you're gonna play on Diablo 3, because I know you're already gonna get the game, or you've already got it. Middle out.